Hello, and welcome to our lesson on resource management and ethics and governance management. This segment will cover resource estimating. The process of estimate activity resources involves determining the necessary team resources and the types and quantities of materials, equipment, and supplies essential for project execution. This crucial step identifies the specific characteristics and quantities of resources required to complete the project. Conducted periodically as needed, this process is closely integrated with other project processes, such as the estimate cost process. The resources estimating process is influenced by several critical factors, encompassing the project management plan, various project documents, as well as the dynamic interplay of enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets. These elements collectively shape and guide the estimation of resources essential for project activities, reflecting the comprehensive integration of strategic planning, relevant project documentation, external environmental considerations, and organizational knowledge and procedures. Components of the project management plan encompass, among others, Resource Management Plan. This plan delineates the strategy to identify various project resources and specifies methods for quantifying the resources required for each activity. And Scope Baseline, identifying project and product scope necessary to meet project objectives. The scope influences the requirements for both team and physical resources. Various project documents serving as inputs include Activity Attributes is providing primary data for estimating team and physical resources needed for each activity. Attributes include resource requirements, imposed dates, activity location, assumptions and constraints. Activity List, identifying activities requiring resources. Assumption Log, may contain information on productivity factors, availability, cost estimates, and work approaches impacting the nature and number of team and physical resources. Cost estimates. The cost of resources may influence resource selection from quantity and skill level perspectives. Resource calendars, identifying working days, shifts, business hours, weekends, and public holidays for specific resource availability, including team, equipment, and material. Risk Register, describing individual risks impacting resource selection and availability. Enterprise environmental factors influencing the estimate activity resources process include resource location, resource availability, team resource skills, organizational culture, published estimating data, marketplace conditions. Influential organizational process assets include policies and procedures regarding staffing, policies and procedures related to supplies and equipment, historical information about types of resources used for similar work on previous projects. Various techniques come into play in the resource estimation process, each offering a unique perspective and approach. Some of these methodologies that guide the estimation of crucial resources shaping the trajectory of project endeavors are expert judgment. This technique involves seeking expertise from individuals or groups with specialized knowledge or training in team and physical resource planning and estimating. Bottom-up estimating entails estimating team and physical resources at the activity level, which are then aggregated to develop estimates for work packages, control accounts, and summary project levels. Analogous estimating relies on information from a previous similar project to estimate resources for a future project. Parametric estimating utilizes an algorithm or statistical relationship between historical data and other variables to calculate resource quantities needed for an activity. Data analysis. A data analysis technique, alternative analysis, evaluates identified options to select approaches for executing project work. Project Management Information System, PMIS, including resource management software aid in planning, organizing, and managing resource pools. Meetings. Project managers may conduct planning meetings with functional managers to estimate resources per activity, level of effort, team resource skill levels, and material quantities. Participants may include the project manager, project sponsor, selected project team members, stakeholders, and others as needed. The estimation of resources stands as a critical juncture influencing project outcomes. In this exploration, we explore the key aspects of resource requirements, basis of estimates, resource breakdown structures, and the consequential updates to project documents. Resource requirements outline the types and quantities of resources needed for each work package or activity, offering an aggregated view of work packages, WBS branches, and the entire project. It provides additional information supporting the resource estimate, with varying levels of detail depending on the application area. The resource breakdown structure is a hierarchical representation of resources categorized by type. Resource categories include labor, material, equipment, and supplies, while types may specify skill levels, grade levels, required certifications, or other project-relevant details. Documents subject to updates from this process encompass assumption log, updated with assumptions regarding resource types and quantities, including any constraints such as collective bargaining agreements, continuous hours of operation, and planned leave. And lessons learned register, updated with efficient and effective techniques for developing resource estimates and insights on techniques that were less efficient or effective. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss Acquire Resources. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening and see you on our next segment.